Warm beer. I'm calling this product a complete flop. Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm back with 3 interesting drink gadgets to see how they actually work. And I got a pretty good range of products. One's highly rated, one is low rated, one has no ratings whatsoever. So let's take a look at the 3 contenders. First up, this was from Temu. It really has no ratings whatsoever. This is a 2-liter bottle, pour, spout, and handle. So we'll have to see how that one goes. Next up in the high rated category, I've got some of these silicone bottle caps. These will supposedly replace bottle caps and allow you to recap your drinks. And finally, on the low rated side of things, we have this, which is the smallest fridge ever. This is actually a USB mini fridge, but unfortunately, ratings aren't very good for this one. So let's get started and see how they actually work. Let's take a look at this desktop fridge. I paid 35 bucks for this. They say this gets down to 5 degrees Celsius or 41 degrees Fahrenheit, so we'll have to see if that actually does that or not. Let's crack this open. All right, we've got some instructions here. And wow, that is cheap plastic. It has a USB cable built right into it. Minimum system requirements for running the fridge: a PC and Macintosh platforms, 100 megabytes available of hard disk space. 32 megabytes of RAM. What? Looks like a cooling plate on the bottom, and it's about big enough for 1 soda. It says connect the USB cable to a USB port located in your PC prior to playing with it. The cooling unit will activate as soon as the device is plugged in. I still don't know why I need hard drive space to use this, but we'll see. Now, I did plug it in my computer and nothing happened as far as the computer goes. I don't know why they say you need 100 megabytes of hard drive space, but it doesn't seem to have any kind of software installed in it. Not that I thought it would, but I had to check at least. So I'm just gonna plug this in. And I hear a fan coming on. There seems to be a fan blowing on the bottom here. Opening the door, there is a light in there. I think the light stays on. I don't think the door actually, I think it's pretty much always on. And there is that plate inside there. Let me see. I don't really see much as far as the thermal imager goes. So what I'm gonna do here is I have 2 room temperature sodas here. I'm gonna put one in this fridge, one in my actual fridge, and I'll check a couple times throughout the evening and see how they actually compare. I'm kind of curious how cold this actually can get a soda, so let's see. This one's going in my fridge. I'll come back and check in about an hour and then maybe another hour after that and see what the temperature difference is. So I'll be curious what happens. We're at the 1 hour mark. Let's check them out. Mini fridge. An unimpressive 73 out of the fridge. We're at 66. Let me just pull this out of here. This feels room temperature. This feels like it's getting colder. This is from the fridge, much cooler. This is from the mini fridge, not so cold. Well, we're off to a bad start here. I'm gonna put this back in the fridge, the mini fridge. I'm gonna put this back in the regular fridge. I'm gonna leave them overnight, and I'm gonna hopefully get something out of this because it doesn't seem like it did anything. I don't feel any coldness out of this. We've gotta get something out of this. I'll come back in 12 hours. And then we'll see how it turned out. All right, it's actually been about 15 hours. Let's take a look. This one I just pulled out of the fridge. Temperature shows about 55 degrees. Now the mini fridge, we've got 72. It barely even went down at all. Let me pull this out of here. This is a cold soda, this is room temperature. As you can see from the thermal imager, the one from the soda is much cooler than the one from the mini fridge. All right, I'm grasping at straws here, but maybe it's actually designed to keep it cool without cooling it down in the first place. Let me put this cold one in here. Check the temperature one more time. 52 degrees. I'll close it up. I'll check it in a couple hours and see how it goes. All right, it's actually been quite a while. I think it's been here for about 6 hours now. So I put it in there. It was nice and cool in the 50s. Let's see what we got now. 73 degrees. It doesn't work. This does not work. It's an utter failure. It doesn't even do the one thing it's supposed to do. I'm calling this product a complete flop. All right, these are some reusable bottle caps. Let's crack these open. Grab one of these out of here. Now I paid $1.21 for 6 of them on Temu. They say it's good for beer bottles or soda bottles, even wine bottles, and reusable. I really only have 2 things to test out on these. Number 1 is if they leak, which I don't know if they're supposed to or not. And number 2, if they actually keep drinks from getting flat. All right, I've washed these off, but I have not tried them out yet. Got a bottle of soda and a bottle of beer. Let's see what happens. First, let's try our root beer here. Let me just stick this on here and see how it goes. All right, it goes on pretty well. It seems like I don't know if that's going to be leak proof though. I kind of have my doubts. Let's see. Is it leak proof? Oh wow, it's not leaking. Oh, it is leaking. There it goes. Oh no, there it goes. There it goes. It was kind of leak-proof-ish. All right, so it's not leak-proof. I didn't think it would be, but now I know. I'm gonna put it aside and put one on this bottle of beer here. We'll use the blue one for my Blue Moon. Now I do like Blue Moon, although I usually drink beers along this category, but I'm not wasting something like this, so we're sticking to the cheaper Blue Moon for this test. But let's get the blue cap for the Blue Moon. It does fit pretty well, so I mean, they definitely fit. They're not leak-proof. Let me try the Blue Moon just to make sure. I mean, even if it's not leak-proof, it does hold it in there pretty well. This one's actually not leaking. Oh, there it goes. It's coming out. There it comes. There it goes. It's not totally leak-proof, but it does hold it in there pretty well. All right, let's try the fizzy test here. I've got 8 bottles here. On this side, these are all full. These have all been emptied about halfway out. Got a root beer covered and uncovered, a Blue Moon covered and uncovered. On this side, the same thing. We've got the root beer and the Blue Moon. I'll come back tonight and see how they compare when they've sat for a while. And hopefully the bottle cap bottles are fizzier, but we shall see. All right, it's been over 12 hours. Now, normally I like to do a real world test. This is not real world because I don't know many people who would leave half a bottle that's open in the fridge overnight. But I want to see if these work, so here we go. First up, I have the half full soda, capped and uncapped. If all goes well, this one will be fizzy and this one won't. We shall see. Here we go. It is fizzier. It's not significant, but it is fizzier. So I would say moderate success. Let's move on to the half full beer. We have the capped and uncapped here. That'd be really delicious to drink that right now, wouldn't it? Well, props to Blue Moon for still having any fizz after 12 hours being uncapped. Not a huge difference there. But let's keep going. I'm just curious. Warm beer. Next up, the full soda that has been capped and uncapped for over 12 hours. Let's see. Now, this one I see a significant difference in the fizz. Look at this. Much different, capped to uncapped. Seems like it's doing better with the soda. Capped. It tastes fine, but warm. Uncapped. Not totally flat, but not as fizzy as this one. And finally, the full beer, capped and uncapped. Capped, uncapped. I would say there is a slight difference. Not a huge difference, but a difference nonetheless. Try the capped first. Nice and warm, nice and warm. But still some fizz in there. Uncapped after 12 hours. Flatter and warm. All right, so I wouldn't say this is an overly conclusive test, but it did seem like the caps kept it a little bit fizzier. Maybe not a huge difference. I don't know who's gonna need it for that period of time, but I would say that it did provide a moderate benefit. This one is definitely a wild card in this one here. This is a drink dispenser and handle. I picked this on Temu for $3. I found almost nothing about this item. So I'm gonna be flying blind about this one, but all you're supposed to do is screw it onto I guess a 2-liter soda bottle, and it provides a handle and a pour spout. So we shall see about that. All right, so all you're really supposed to do here is screw it onto the top of a 2-liter bottle. Is it gonna leak though? That's my question. Will it leak? That's pretty tight. I guess we're really just testing 2 things here. Does the pour spout work? Does the pour spout leak? And does the handle work? Let's see. Testing the handle. And do I feel confident in that? Somewhat confident. It feels pretty good, I guess. Honestly, the handle isn't really that comfortable. It's kind of digging into my hand right there. It could have been a much more comfortable handle than having that ridge right there. I don't know. You had one job, right? If you hold it like this, it's not so bad, but when you want to grip onto it, that's pretty uncomfortable. Let's try the pour spout portion and see if it works and if it leaks. Oh, it's working. It's not leaking and it is pouring. It pours very slowly, but it does work. See, my thumb wants to go in that groove there and it actually does not feel very good. I guess you can hold it like this. My instinct is put my thumb there, but that doesn't feel very good. My thumb's getting smashed in those 2 grooves. It is pretty good as a pour spout though, and it's not leaking. I'm impressed that it's not leaking. If anything was gonna fail, it was gonna be a leak, and it is not leaking. I almost feel like it's easier to hold the bottle itself, which defeats the purpose of having the handle in the first place. It's honestly easier because I'm having to crank my arm even more to pour it like that. The hole from the bottom is actually simpler. All right, so that's a pretty short review of that one. As far as I can tell, it does work, but it's not necessary. Let's quickly recap all 3 of these products now. As far as the USB fridge goes, utter failure. Did not work. Now you could say I just got a bad unit, but why does so many people on Amazon report the same problems I had? If I got a bad unit, then half the people out there are getting bad units too. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a failure. Now I kind of like the silicone bottle caps. They do what they're supposed to do. They're not leak proof, but they do provide a nice replacement cap for bottles. I'm not sure how often I would use it. I don't really use a lot of bottles, but it does have a place. Now, as far as the pour spout goes, it might be a little uncomfortable, maybe not even easy than just holding the bottle, but it does work. If you've tried any of these products, tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.